Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu. GeoPandas, episode 9 of 11. You have a spatial dataset of over 3,000 counties, but your analysis requires a clean map of the 50 states. You do not need to pause your work and hunt for a new dataset online. You just need a way to melt the internal boundaries away. We solve this using Spatial GroupBy, specifically a method called dissolve. Data is often delivered at a very granular level. You might have city blocks when you need neighborhoods, or census tracts when you need entire municipalities. Dissolve is your tool for moving up the geographic hierarchy. It takes many smaller shapes, merges them into larger ones based on a shared attribute, and aggregates their underlying data. If you are familiar with standard data analysis, you can think of dissolve as a spatial GroupBy operation. Let us look at a concrete scenario. You have a spatial data frame of Nepal broken down into tiny districts. Your dataset has the polygon geometry for each district, a population count, and a text column indicating the larger administrative zone that the district belongs to. You want a map showing just the zones. You call the dissolve method on your spatial data frame and provide the zone column as your grouping target. GeoPandas then performs two distinct operations simultaneously. First, it handles the spatial geometries. It groups all the district rows by their zone name, takes their geometries, and unions them together into a single feature. The internal district borders are erased, leaving you with one continuous outer boundary for the new zone. Second, it has to decide what to do with the tabular data attached to those shapes, like your population column. Here is the key insight. Many users run the dissolve method, look at their new zone map, and realize the population counts are drastically wrong. This is not a geometry error. By default, the dissolve method handles tabular data by simply taking the value from the very first row it encounters in each group. It ignores the rest. To aggregate numeric quantities correctly, you must explicitly use the aggregate function parameter. When you call dissolve grouping by zone, you also pass the aggregate function parameter set to sum. Now, as GeoPandas merges the district shapes physically, it also adds up the district population numbers mathematically. The resulting zone row will contain the correct aggregated total population. This parameter accepts other standard statistical functions as well. If your granular data contained average household income, you might pass mean instead of sum. If it contained elevation measurements, you might pass max to find the highest point in the newly merged region. Dissolve combines spatial unioning with tabular aggregation into one synchronized step, giving you complete control over the geographic scale of your data. Thanks for listening. Happy coding, everyone.